Hello! So for this video, I wanted to tell you guys my life story. I've seen other people on YouTube do this kind of video before and I thought it might be fun. Basically, I'm going to tell you, through drawings and narration, the story of how I became, well, me. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Draw My Life, the story of my life through drawings. I was born on October 13th, 1993 to Leroy and Bev Offenkamp in Grafton, North Dakota. And let me tell you, it was a magical day for everybody involved. Well, eventually they were able to bring me to my new home in Drayton, North Dakota and introduce me to my three siblings. My oldest brother Lucas, my sister Lindsay, and my brother Matt. And we make up the Offenkamps. My dad is the pastor of a church in Drayton called New Life Assembly of God, though back then it was called Fleece Assembly of God. And so I grew up going to church many times a week, twice on Sundays, most Wednesdays, and Saturdays and Mondays too. Tuesdays, Thursdays, also Fridays, basically every day of the week, because our house is actually right next door to the church. So Sunday mornings would just be a quick walk outside on the grass or through our underground tunnel, which is pretty cool if you ask me. At different times growing up, I roomed with Lindsay for a while, and then I roomed with Matt for a while as well. Both were a lot of fun. Lucas would soon go off to college to become a pastor, and then Lindsay followed soon after to do the same. Matt continued beating me up and hurting me for several years until he too went off to become a pastor. And so that left my parents alone with their favorite child, me, Nathan, and everything was perfect. Until one day, my parents had just taken me to the theater for a day of fun, and what fun it was. But as we were walking back to our car through an alleyway, a man steps out from the shadows and demands that we give him money. He then pulls out a gun as he raises his voice, yelling at my father to give him all the money that he has. My father refuses and tries to talk the man down, saying, "Just give me the gun and walk away." As gunshots fill the air, I watch as my mom, Martha, and my father, Thomas, fall to the ground. As the criminal runs away, I fall to my knees and scream into the night sky. It was at that moment, with my parents' bodies beside me and my mother's pearls scattered about the ground, that I vowed to take revenge on the criminal underworld. Because I was an only child, I was now alone in this world. So I jumped on the first plane out of Gotham and got as far away as I could. From there, I spent the next several years going from country to country, learning everything I could, studying, reading, fighting. I trained myself both physically and mentally to overcome any obstacle that would come in my way from this point forward. I returned to Gotham several years later, ready to take on the scum that took my parents from me. My trusty butler, Alfred, was waiting for me on the tarmac. I was now an older, wiser, much more handsome man than I was when I left all those years ago. And I've been looking forward to this moment since that day in the alley. I decided to take over my father's business solely as a means of keeping up appearances because I had no interest in Wayne Enterprises. My real mission begins at night in the darkness. I had to keep that promise that I made all those years ago when I was a little boy in that alleyway. I vowed that what happened to me would never happen to someone else. And I would do anything it took to keep that promise. Who am I? I'm a silent guardian, a watchful protector. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.